Hello dear viewers and welcome to World of Python. So in today's video we will be looking at another technical interview question, that is finding the largest element, second largest element, or for that matter any largest element in the list. So for this kind of problem you would be given one list having some numbers. They can be positive or negative, and you will have to find out the largest element as per what your interviewer is asking. So for finding this kind of a solution, we would have to first of all arrange the elements in this list from ascending order or descending order. So before we jump into the solution, let's first of all create the function structure. So let's say we want to find out the fourth largest element. So we'll say n equal to 4. Now let's create one function. Let's say nth max get nth max, and we will be passing this mylist to it, and second parameter we would be passing is the n. So when we pass these two parameters, we should be get the output in a variable called result. And once we have this result, we can just display this result in this way, that is print. We can say nth maximum from given list is, and the result. So when we add dot format over here, we would be replacing the values in the curly brace with n and the result. Okay, so now let's try to implement this function, that is get nth max. So I'll copy it from here. I'll write def the function name with the parameters. Now what we'll try to do is we'll just try to go from starting of the list to the second last element in the list, so as to compare with the next element. This will be our first loop. Second loop will be there for comparing each of elements from this loop to the consequent next elements in the list. So basically if in the first loop we are having 3 is the first element, and that we'll try to compare it with 41 from the second loop. So if 3 is greater than 41, which is not in this case, if it is greater, then we will be trying to swap it. So we are having 3 and minus 5, which will come after consecutive iteration. So in that case minus 5 and 3 will be replaced. So let's try to have a look at the solution. So what we'll do is, firstly, for I in range length of my list minus 1. So that would be our first loop. For second loop, that is for comparison, we will have this for j in range I plus 1, because we want to go from next element after I. So we'll have from I plus 1 to length of my list. So this will be our second loop. So if you see here, the ith loop will go from first element to the second last element, and jth loop will go from I plus 1, that is it will start from here and it will go all the way to the last element. So if we would not be having anything to compare in the last position, we would be getting an index error. So that is why our ith loop will go up to minus 1. So that is the thing. So once we have these four loops, we would be just checking that if my list of I is greater than my list of j. So if the current element in ith iteration is greater than element in jth iteration, we would be just interchanging it. So for that we will write my list of I comma my list of j. It will be interchanged by my list of j and my list of I. So this is a simple code for interchanging the values. So if we have two elements and we want to interchange the values, so this is a simple syntax in Python for interchanging these values. If you are not clear how this is interchanging, don't worry, we will be explaining everything in detail, and we will be also seeing the entire running of this code, how it is getting up to the solution. So there is no need to worry. Okay, So this for loop will basically arrange all the elements in the proper sequence from smallest to the largest. Once we have this, we will have a look that how our list is looking at the end. So I'll do print my list, and after that we need to return whatever is the result. So we will do return my list of minus n. Okay. So if you look at the solution, we have our both of the for loops written properly. We are checking the condition if that which will be comparing between the two elements, and after that, once all the comparisons are done and the list is arranged properly, we will be then returning my list of minus n. So how this code is running and how it is getting the result, that will look right now. So I'll start my debugger. I'll just put some breakpoints so that we understand what is going on in the code. So I put breakpoints on all of the lines so that we don't miss anything. Okay, so if you see, after running this code, I have got this output that this is the sorted list. So if you see minus 9, minus 9, minus 5, minus 4, so it has completely sorted it properly, and after that we are getting the output that fourth maximum from the given list is 41. So if you see, the biggest number was 8742, which is the first maximum, 234 was second maximum, 74 was the third maximum, and 41 is the fourth maximum. So our code is working properly. Let's try to give it n equal to 3, and again we'll try to run it. Yes, so it was saying that third maximum in the given list is 74, which you can see from the given list it is correct. So that is fine. Now let's look at how this code is running. So we'll just try to run it. Okay, now first of all, this when this code is trying to execute, so first of all Python will look at what is the first executable line. So it will see that n equal to 3 is the first executable line, because this complete thing from line number 5 up to line number 11, so this is the function. So unless and until we call that function, till then it won't get executed. So first executable line over here would be n equal to 3. Now let's look at what is the next. So Python has taken into consideration that n is 3, and it has noted it down. So after that it will go to call this function result equal to get nth max. Yes, so it has gone to the function and it has registered that n is 3 and my list is having all of these numbers. Now after that it will enter into the for loop. So for the for loop it has started with I equal to 0. After that it will start with j equal to 1, because we are having for j in range I plus 1. So if I is 0, so j will be I plus 1, that is 1. Now if we see, if my list of I is greater than my list of j, so here we were having 3 and 41, so 3 is not greater than 41. So because of that it didn't enter into this if condition, it directly went back to the jth loop. Okay, so it went to the next iteration of j. So now j is 2, and we are again going to check if my list of I is greater than my list of j. So here we are checking 3 and 12. So is 3 greater than 12? No. Again it will go to the for loop. So again we'll go to the for loop and j will be incremented to 3. So it will check now with 3 and 9. So is 3 greater than 9? No. Again it will go back to the for loop. Again j will be incremented. Again it will check if my list of I is greater than my list of j, which is not greater again. Again it will go back to the for loop. So consequently it will go up to minus 5. So let's go up to that. Yes, so at 6th location, if you see, my list of 0, which is 3, and my list of 6, that is minus 5. So if we compare these two, so my list of I is greater than my list of j, this condition is getting satisfied. So we have entered into the if condition and we are going to interchange it now. So let's see. Yeah, so if you see here, in this case 3 and minus 5 have been interchanged. So 3 has come to this location and minus 5 has come to the first location. So that is how this code is executing. So next it will go to the 7th location. So again minus 5 is not greater than 8742. Again we'll go to next iteration. So in this way this code will execute. So once we have completed up to the 10th iteration, so J's loop will be completed and the sorting will be done over here. So if you see, again there was in between one sorting and we got minus 9 was interchanged with minus 5. So minus 5 came to this position and minus 9 came to the first position. So after the J's loop is completed for I equal to 0 and J equal to 10 for all these iterations, after that again I will be incremented. Now see, I has become 1 over here and j will be starting again from 2, because when I becomes 1, j will start with I plus 1, so it will be 1 plus 1, that is 2. So it will start from second location. So in this way we would be having the execution. So once we have completed the execution of both the for loops, we would be reaching this iteration, that is I equal to 9 and j equal to 10. And after this iteration we would be having a completely sorted list in ascending order, that is from minus 9 to 8742, and then we would be reaching this statement, that is print my list. So after this statement is executed, we would be getting the list printed on our console. Now after this we would be doing return my list of minus n. Now let's understand why we are doing this my list of minus n, because if you see over here, when we have arranged this list from in an ascending order, so 8742, which is the largest element, so this is the last element of the list and that is the maximum. So if this maximum element is basically the minus 1th element in the list. So similarly, if you want to get the second maximum, so that is 234, that is minus 2th element in the list. Similarly, if you want 74, so that is minus 3rd element. So in this analogy, if you want nth element, it would be the minus nth element in the list. So because of that we are saying return my list of minus n, which would be giving us the nth maximum as per the input. So once this complete code is executed, we will be getting this final output was third maximum from the given list is 74, and this code is working completely fine. So I hope you found this video knowledgeable. If you like this video, do press the thumbs up button and comment and subscribe. Also don't forget to check out the other videos in the Python interview questions playlist. Also we have a complete different playlist for Python videos which is completely related to the tutorials in Python concepts. So check it out as well. Thank you.